it's about 4 in the morning and I'm about to hop on a quick flight to San Mateo for a couple of days. I knew that there weren't going to be any Starbucks along the way that would be open this early. My wife and I stopped by the store last night and picked up some ready-made iced coffees. I'm really conflicted as to whether I should congratulate myself for being proactive and thinking ahead, or being really, really concerned that my level of addiction has gotten to this point. So I'm sitting in my hotel room. It's my third straight week of travel. It's a quick trip in and out. Landed early morning yesterday. I'm going to be flying out early tomorrow morning. So I get back into Tucson about midday tomorrow. I have a couple of meetings during the back half of the day, and then we're leaving for Austin first thing Thursday morning. So it's going to be a hectic couple of days. There's a huge part of me that can't believe that by the end of this week, we're going to be in Austin. So, there's either something really wrong with the water in this place, or I just have a milk dispenser instead of a faucet. Alright, so I just wrapped up a really quick trip to San Mateo for work. I was just in the office for a couple of days to attend our company culture launch event yesterday. It was a really, really fun experience. I was glad I was able to participate. I mean, it was a little exhausting, hopping off of a plane from Belfast, spending a couple of days in Scottsdale, and then flying right back to California. But overall, it's just one of those experiences that I know I'll end up taking back with me for the rest of my life. Another thing that I'll probably remember for the rest of my life is this hotel. And that's because, hands down, this is probably the weirdest hotel that I've ever stayed in. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's the worst, but it's definitely in that bottom tier. So first of all, the sink in the bathroom dispenses a water that is a very disturbing shade of white. Second of all, the floors throughout the hotel room are all linoleum, which from a design perspective, I don't really mind that much. It's more about the thought process. You see, because normally hotels put linoleum and tile and basically surfaces that are not carpet only in areas that they anticipate will be wet areas. And I just know that at some point in the history of this hotel, there was a discussion, and the discussion went something like this. You know, should we replace the carpet this time again? Nope. Screw it, just throw linoleum in there. And you know, that decision really kind of brings into question, how often are there fluid-related activities taking place in this room? And what kinds of activities are those exactly? Like, I don't know if I'm just being negative, but off the top of my head, the options that come to mind are either serial murder or prostitution. The final thing about this hotel is that, as best as I can tell, my closest neighbor is Caltrain. Now, for all its downsides, the interior of the hotel is actually pretty nice. And every company is a little bit different, but typically companies have a hotel reimbursement policy of around $200 a night. It's pretty standard. And it's just been really interesting to me to see how much $200 can get you kind of across the United States and the world in general. I mean, at Las Vegas, you can stay at any one of dozens of five-star hotels on the Strip. In Phoenix, you can stay at a ton of different resorts. In the UK, I stayed at the Hilton, which wasn't bad. In Berlin, I stayed at the Sheraton, which was nice but kind of small. And apparently here in California, what $200 buys you is an art-themed murder motel. Where the heck did I park? Someone has to learn how to park. All right, guys, it's weigh-in Wednesday. Actually, it's weigh-in Thursday. I just kind of got so wrapped up with all the hopping back and forth and travel and stuff. Forgot to pack my scale when I went to San Mateo. So I'm back in Tucson now, and it was the first chance that I got to hop back on the scale and check my progress. So just cutting straight to the numbers. Last week I was 356.6 pounds. This week I was 355.6 pounds. So it's a 1 pound week. Definitely significantly under forecast. It was kind of a bummer, but honestly, you know, I think I deserved it. I think I deserved much worse, actually, because with all the travel I've been doing and all the bouncing back and forth, I've not been regulating what I eat pretty much at all. You know, I think another thing that really hurt me this week is that we've been getting kind of nostalgic as we, you know, hit LA. You know, we really wanted to experience all the things that we've come to know and love about LA. And as we hit Tucson, my wife and I spent a lot of years in Tucson in college, and it's where we first met. And so, of course, we're trying to say goodbye to the town in the best way we know how, and that's by eating at all of our favorite restaurants. And let's just say that after living there for so many years, there are a lot of restaurants on the list. Anyway, in short, the scale is still moving in the right direction this week. It's still not as much as I wanted, but you know what? Next week is a new week. Farewell, Tucson.